Welcome to Nikki Dropping Gems, where we explore the complexities of human relationships and personal growth. I'm Nikki, your host. Today's episode is about a phenomenon that has become all too common in the modern dating world: being ghosted. We'll dive into why people ghost, how it affects you, and most importantly, how to handle it. So you met someone. Things seem to be going well, and then suddenly they disappeared without a trace. No calls, no texts, no explanations. You've just been ghosted. It's a confusing and often painful experience, leaving you with a lot of unanswered questions. Let's start by exploring why people ghost in the first place. Why people ghost? Number one, avoidance of conflict. Some people are just cowards. Many people ghost because they want to avoid the discomfort or the difficult conversation. Instead of being honest about their feelings, they choose to disappear, thinking it's the easier option. Number two, fear of hurting feelings. Ironically, some people ghost because they don't want to hurt your feelings. They think that disappearing is less painful than telling you that they're just not interested. Number three, lack of emotional maturity. Ghosting often reflects a lack of emotional maturity. It's a way to avoid dealing with the complexities of a relationship and the emotions involved. Number four, they're just simply overwhelmed by life. Sometimes people ghost because they're overwhelmed by other aspects of their lives. It doesn't excuse their behavior, but it can provide some context. Number five. Number five. They're just not into you. Simply put, they may have realized they're not as interested as they initially thought. And instead of communicating that, they just choose to disappear. Number six, they had no good intentions for you from the very beginning. From the very beginning, it was just a game. They were bored, in between, on a break from a relationship, and you just happened to be the person to fill that void. They've got back with their significant other, or they were cheating all along and they got caught, so they ghosted you. Now, let's talk about the impact of being ghosted. Being ghosted can have a significant emotional impact. It can leave you feeling confused, hurt, and questioning your self-worth. The lack of closure can make it difficult to move on, as you're left wondering what went wrong. I want to put this out there before I go any further. Never let being ghosted make you feel like you are not good enough. 9 times out of 10, it's more about them than it is you. You are worthy of love. You're worthy of communication. You're worthy of the right person. And simply, they are just not the right person. But do not internalize it to the point where it cripples you. How to handle being ghosted. Number one, accept your feelings. It's normal to feel hurt, angry, and confused. Allow yourself to experience these emotions without judgment. It's part of the healing process. And while you are accepting your feelings, please do not act on emotion. A lot of times when you're ghosted, you don't really know a lot about the person, or you may know a lot about the person, but don't get to the point where you're doing things that you're going to regret, because it's not even worth it. Number 2, don't take it personally. I know that's hard. But remember that ghosting says more about the person who did it than it does about you. Their inability to communicate effectively is their issue, not a reflection of your worth. Remember that. Number 3, avoid seeking closure from them. As far as I'm concerned, closure is a myth. It's a phantom. It's not real. It's natural to want answers, but reaching out for closure can often lead to more pain. Because at this point, if you do get in contact with them, they can be downright mean and hurtful at that point, right? And if they don't respond, that even feeds more into the rejection. Instead, seek closure within yourself by acknowledging that you deserve better, and better will come along. Number 4, focus on self-care. Engage in activities that make you feel good and take care of your mental and physical health. Surround yourself with supportive friends and family who can help you through this time. Now, I also know that some people like to take their L's in private. I totally understand. If it was something that was fairly new and they ghosted you, a lot of people may not even know about it. So if a lot of people don't know about it, there's no need to even let them know about it. Deal with it on your own if you can, or go to a therapist. If a lot of people did know about it, hey, it is what it is. It happens. Number 5, reflect on the relationship. Take some time to reflect on the relationship and what you learned from it. This can help you grow and make better choices in the future. Like I said, sometimes when a person ghosts you, it could be you guys only knew each other for a short time. I know it's harder if you knew each other for a long length of time and you actually were together making plans and poof, they disappear. That's a whole different situation that requires more healing time. But if it was something fairly new and they ghosted you, count your blessings, because they weren't the ones for you. Number 6, move forward. When you're ready, start looking forward rather than dwelling on the past. Keep an open heart for new opportunities and healthy connections. Do not close yourself off because you were ghosted. It's easy to do, but don't do that. Keep your heart open. Keep yourself out there. I'm going to tell y'all, because I too have been ghosted, okay? So I'm going to tell you about it. Met this guy, and it was fairly new. We only talked for a couple of months, and he was already red flag city anyways. And he ghosted me basically before I got the chance to dump him. So, but in the beginning of those 2 months, like I said, it was fairly short. Everything seemed to be going great. Then out of nowhere, he blocked me. I didn't even know that I was blocked until I tried to message him one day. And if you have an iPhone, it doesn't say delivered. It doesn't say anything. It never says delivered. It never says read. And I'm like, did he block me? Which was weird because nothing actually happened for me to be blocked. So I called. Then I figured out I was blocked. Right? I wasn't devastated by it, but I'm not going to lie. I kept replaying it in my head. Like, what the hell just happened? Like, what in the world just happened? Like I said, he was already red flag city. So I kind of just chopped it up to the things that he was telling me were all lies in the first place, and that he more than likely got caught communicating with me. That's what I took it as. Now, to this day, I still don't know because I didn't ever try to ask. But also, I realized that it was his inability to communicate what his problem was, if he had a problem, right? Because like I said, he very well could have just been lying from the very beginning and got caught in the act and ghosted me. So, for a couple of days, I dwelled on it, just trying to be like, wow, what the hell happened? And like I said, I came to the conclusion of what that was, and that did not sit well with me either. Because like I said, red flag C, and I was actually going to stop talking to him, but I was going to have a conversation with him about it. I wasn't just going to ghost him. But I got back into my normal routine, doing my miles in the morning, eating healthy, going to the gym, doing things that made me feel good, and coaching my clients, and I let it go. I let it go. And I think the lesson, well, I'm not going to say I think, I know. The lesson I got from that was when something does not feel right and it's not right and it's got some type of red flag, to just go ahead and nip it in the bud instead of wait. Because I was just kind of waiting to see how much more this person was going to lie to me, basically. But it also taught me the importance of self-respect and to value honest communication. It really did. But yeah, I got ghosted before, and like I said, we weren't in a long-term thing, so it didn't sting as bad as it probably could have if it went on longer. But yeah, that's my ghosting story, sort of. Final thoughts, guys. Ghosting is a painful experience. Well, it can be. But it's important to remember that it's not a reflection of your worth. Oh, and let me say this. Not one time did I think that it was because of me and I was a horrible person and I didn't deserve to be told. And it was never that. It was always, he don't know how to communicate, or he's a coward, whatever. You should feel the same way. It's not a reflection of your worth. It's a sign of the other person's ability to handle relationships maturely. By accepting your feelings, focusing on self-care, and seeking closure within yourself, you can move forward stronger and wiser. That's all for today's episode. I hope this helps you guys understand and handle the experience of being ghosted. If you enjoyed today's episode, you already know what to do. Subscribe, leave a review, and share this with a person who might benefit from this podcast. Until the next time, remember to value yourself and embrace the journey of personal growth.